What's up, everyone? It's your girl Shay here. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. So I did do a video like this before, mostly talking about manga and how I bought manga cost efficiently. So now I decided, why not do a video talking about how I bought anime cost efficiently. So I will say this though, that while at this point in time in my life, I actually no longer buy physical anime DVDs, but for a period of time, I really did. And granted, this was during the time that streaming anime was not the norm. It was actually very difficult to find where to stream anime. And at the time, I was a college student, so I really wasn't able to pay for a subscription at that time compared to now. And compared to now, you know, there are a lot of services that do allow you to stream anime. So while I mostly stream my anime now, there was a period of time where I bought all my anime DVDs. So I pretty much want to talk about like how I was able to buy a lot of them cost efficiently. Now, granted, at that point in time, like I said, I didn't have a job, so most of my anime DVDs were bought by my parents, but I honestly made sure that my parents weren't spending numerous amounts of money when it came to buying these DVDs. So I tried to make sure that I got them as cheaply as possible, but also as legally as possible, and as, you know, making sure that they were like the legit product. But there was one instance where I did buy like a bootleg copy of an anime, not knowing that it wasn't a legit copy. So I'll also talk about that as well. So I decided to make this video though, because I know a lot of people out there, a lot of my friends I know online still buy physical copies of anime DVDs. And so why not talk about it? So one of the places that I would go as far as like buying anime DVDs was concerned was a lot of record stores. And while I know record stores are far and few between, there were two that I kind of would frequent. I'm not going to say their names, but there was two that I used to frequent. So one of the ones that I used to frequent did have an anime DVD section. So usually what I would do, I would go there with my dad, and because he loves music, he loves buying CDs, even now to this day. But I would usually go to the anime section and just peruse and see what I could find, see what was interesting to me. Now, these were great places to go to look for older anime. So like older anime that you wouldn't be able to buy physical copies of anymore. And every now and then they did have like newer animes out that had DVDs that had been released. And a lot of times these were used copies. So they were in pretty good condition. I still own a lot of them. This was a way that I was able to buy a lot of the DVDs that I still own. So like I was able to find Great Teacher Onizuka. They had so many different copies of that there. And I also was able to buy a few Inuyasha seasons as well. Now, I mostly point out Inuyasha because at that time when I was buying DVDs, Inuyasha box sets were extremely expensive. So I would sometimes go to Best Buy, which is of course a chain store that sells electronics, but they also have DVDs and CDs. And I would go there, and they had an anime section that at the time was kind of small, or bigger at that point in time. Now it's a lot smaller, but their box sets were super expensive. So I went to this record store and I was able to find Inuyasha season 1 there for about $15. And it was the entire season 1. Because at first I was concerned that it was like a weird bootleg copy, or it didn't have all of it. But no, it had the entire season 1 there. And then later on down the road, I actually was able to find seasons 2 and 3 there also for about the same price, but maybe like $20 each. But considering the fact that in Best Buy, these box sets would cost like $70 or $80. Like they were super expensive. I feel like, you know, they just, that price was just up. Like it wasn't worth $70 or $80. But I was so glad that I was able to find these copies for like $20. And so I know that I mentioned earlier about finding older anime. So one of the older animes that I was able to find and actually bought the seasons of was Yuroni Kitchen. So Yuroni Kitchen box sets are so hard to find. And not only that, but they're actually no longer being produced. So you can't really buy them anywhere. Trust me, I tried. I even tried going on Right Stuff, but they didn't even have it either. And I was able to find the second season of Yuroni Kitchen actually at a different record shop. Granted, it was a used copy, but I was able to find it as well. And that one had, like I said, the entire second season on it. And it was, I want to say it was maybe like $25. Now, granted, I don't know if this would be considered a steal. All I know, it was for me considered a steal though, because of the fact that this was a box set that I was unable to find anywhere, unable to buy on any like legit like anime DVD site. So being able to find it in a record store as like a once in a blue moon chance was amazing. But yeah, I would frequent a lot of record stores because, like I said, they had DVD sections, and while most of them were used, I was able to find some really great anime that either I had heard about or anime that I had already watched but wanted to own the physical copies of. I think the most expensive one, or the most newest like anime that I was able to find inside of like a record store where I knew that they also had it at Best Buy, was probably Shin Chan. I found seasons, I think 2 and 3, or season 2 part 1 and part 2 inside that record store, but they were about the same price as Best Buy, which made sense because at the time Shin Chan was just coming out with all the DVDs, so it was, you know, considered about the same price. So that was probably the most expensive one, and it was about like 30 bucks, which wasn't bad still, but it was about the same price as Best Buy. So my advice, go to any record stores if you have any in your area and see if they have a anime DVD section. You don't know what you're gonna find, just scroll through. I went through every single letters A through Z to see what they kind of had, and I would just go through, see what they had, and then see if anything caught my eye, whether it was an anime that I had already seen and wanted to own, or like I said, an anime that I hadn't seen yet but I heard great things about. So definitely recommend checking there. The next thing I would do for number 2 would be to go onto legit like anime DVD sites. And I know that the main one a lot of people use is Right Stuff. I know people use it for not just anime, but also like manga as well as anime merchandise. And I used to peruse Right Stuff as well. I would mostly just buy, I bought more merchandise off of Right Stuff compared to buying like more like anime DVDs. I think the only DVD I think I bought from Right Stuff was probably Peach Girl, and I still have it, enjoy it, and I can't remember the cost, but I do know that Right Stuff tends to have a lot of sales and stuff like that, so definitely recommend checking out Right Stuff. I've had no issues with them. Now, as far as like some buyers beware, one of the things I want to say is to beware of where you're buying from. So first is online, of course. So online, I did go to one of these anime sites, which I can't remember what it's called, and it's not even around anymore because they were counterfeit. And I bought what I thought was the entire season of Yuroni Kitchen. So seasons 1 through 3, I think, and it was like in one complete box set, and it cost me like $120. And I asked my mom if I could get it. She said it was fine. I had really wanted it, and then I bought it, and it got delivered. And one of the things that I didn't know at the time was that on the DVD listing, when it said regions, it said all regions. So just for a little bit of FYI for you guys, if it says all regions, it's not legit. There's a problem there when it says all regions. I can't entirely remember off the top of my head, but I know that all regions was not a good thing. But I do know that when I got it, the box set looked very weird. It was very whitewashed. I don't even own the box set anymore. I trashed it. I threw it out when I moved years ago. And when I put the DVDs into my DVD player, they played correctly, but there was no way to choose a particular episode. It was like different scenes, so you never knew like where you left off. And the language on there said like English, and then it said Chinese. Like that was it. I don't even think it had the original like Japanese, voice. But that's when I knew that this wasn't legit. And the colors on the DVD itself, like when you played it, was very like contrast. Like they brightened it a lot. And I was like, this doesn't seem legit. I feel like there's something wrong with this. And it turns out that the site that I use wasn't a legit site, and I think later on that site got a hold of my credit card information, and I then later on had to change my said credit card. But that is what I want to say as far as like being very careful and making sure you use legit sites and sites that are secure so that your payment information is okay, and also to make sure that the product that you're getting is a legit product and not like a counterfeit product, especially if you're spending like a lot of money on what you're trying to buy. By all means, make sure you're getting a legit product. And as far as in person is concerned, I know that a lot of us go to anime conventions. While I haven't gone to one recently due to what's going on, I do know that at a lot of these conventions there are people that do sell anime DVDs as well as manga. So once again, I feel like definitely check and make sure that the product that you're wanting to buy is a legit product. I don't know about everyone else, but for me, when it comes to things like anime DVDs and stuff like that, I want to make sure that what I'm getting is legit. I don't like buying stuff that is counterfeit. I feel guilty if I do that. That's just me personally. So I like to make sure that what I'm getting is the correct product. So definitely look and make sure that it has the correct licensing on the backing, that the stickers are there. So definitely that's another place to go. Although sometimes I feel like at anime conventions, sometimes they will up the price compared to what it would be if you bought it like through Right Stuff, or if you bought it through like somewhere else like a record store. But I will say, if you go to a convention and you are thinking of buying like an anime DVD or something like that, wait until it's close enough to the last day, and usually they'll lower the price because they don't want to take that stuff back home. So that's also another tactic that you can use. So that was for me though, how overall I bought a lot of my anime cost efficiently. I would go and buy it from record stores. I would use Right Stuff every now and then. And then I also, of course, like I said, would make sure that where I bought from was legit and wasn't like a counterfeit place. Now, any other things that I can think of as far as like how I buy it cost efficiently was that I did buy a lot of my anime also at Best Buy, especially if it was something that I just could not find, but I would space it out on what I would buy. So for example, I ended up buying all 4 seasons of Yu Yu Hakusho when they were releasing all the box sets, but I would buy one box set like every time it would go, and each box set was about $25. So I wouldn't buy all 4 at once. I would space it out. And so that's another way that you can do things like cost efficiently. And sometimes even looking at seeing what the prices of everything are and buying like the things that are the least expensive and then getting the one that's most expensive later on, or asking for that for like a birthday gift or something like that. But like I said, at the time, my dad mostly bought a lot of my anime DVDs because I didn't have a job and I was a broke college student. So I'm very grateful that my dad was able to do that for me. So that's another thing I want to say, is just be very courteous if someone else is buying it for you. But overall, that was how I got like my anime DVD collection. I know that I do have a video from like years ago of all the anime DVDs that I have, and I'll honestly say that that collection is pretty much the same collection that I currently have now. I haven't bought, like I said, any anime DVDs since then. So it's literally that. So yeah, definitely check out that video if you haven't already. Feel free to look for it. Maybe I'll even look for it and link it below if you want to see my entire anime DVD collection. As of right now, I do not have my anime DVD collection up. Otherwise, I would show you guys. But it is packed away in a box and it's currently still at my dad's house because I didn't move it here because I had no room for it. So yeah, that's what I have for you guys. Sorry, every video you guys are always like, your cats are wild. Yeah, the oldest one is sleeping. The baby, this one here, say hi. Hey, hi. He likes to like sit on my lap and stuff like that. So he will climb down, and every now and then, sometimes when I'm editing videos, there's a cut sometimes, and it's because he's decided to like jump on something that he's not supposed to jump on. So I have to go grab him. But yeah, that's the video I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at my cat, my little kitten. And I'll see you guys soon with a new video. Of course, linked below are all my social media accounts. I have an Instagram, a Twitter, and of course my TikTok. So feel free to subscribe or check me out there or follow me on there if you like. And I also hope you guys like this. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And of course, please subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys soon in the video. Like I always tell you guys, stay positive, stay nerdy, and in today's day and age, stay healthy. And of course, please stay safe. All right, you guys. Bye.